Okay, so fun fact, I've actually tried recording this 3 times, but every time I've either had some unabashed emergency happen, my mother has returned midway through me recording, or the cat started bothering me. So let's hope this time is different. I'm recording in a different place because the lighting's really shit at the moment because there's a bush growing all over my window. So there's literally no lighting anywhere. And this is a really awkward position as well. So if I move or the camera gets shaky, soz, lol. Oh, this is actually even worse than the other place. So I started this on the 25th of February. I finished it in May. And yeah, I know it's the end of June. Ugh, the bastard cat is here. She might make an appearance. Those are my favourite songs. Only 3. And those are important dates that we don't discuss anymore. You know, I was in a weird place at the beginning, so things can only get better is the beginning of this book. That's me testing out paid, like, pens and shit. I'm walking on sunshine. Sorry, it's playing on the radio. It's really distracting. I should probably go turn it off, but I can't be bothered. This was the first pass of a design of a D&D character that I was going to play, and then everyone got busy. I still want to play it, but whether or not we actually get around to it is another thing coming. Unfortunately, all my friends are still in school, so or like uni or school. It's like it's difficult. Weird place. That is a previous D&D character. I think that one is home. I don't know. I think I've shown you these guys before. That's Japan. That's another D&D character. Those two were a pair, but they were never played. They were just sort of made for fun. That's my first D&D character, Verna, and my second one, Mud, who I decided were twins because they were basically the same character, just gender bent. That's the bard, I forgot his name is, Tarek, or something to that effect. And that is Fen, who I was also going to play and then I got to because everyone's a mess. That's the official design for the D&D character, Nightingale Seacolt. She is an artificer who wants to discover the secret of immortality. So that's interesting. Incredibly off-model Pokemon, because that was a theme at the beginning of this book. I got better though. Incredibly off-model Augustine Sycamore. Again, got better. More on model Lysandra, because that one was actually done with a reference. And then a more on model Sycamore, because this is also done with a reference. I'm not pausing too much on these, because, like, they're Pokemon characters. Who gives a fuck? This is a scene from a fic that I wanted to write, and then I never got around to it. Essentially, they raise an egg in college, and it turns out to be a shiny Eevee that they then accidentally create the first Sylveon. I don't really know. I just wanted to ship 2 men together, I think. And this is them begrudgingly getting this Eevee on the side. And also falling a level on the way. Lovely. These are Pokemon OCs. This is Kirameki and Denki. They are Alpha Sapphire OC. They're words. They're a ooh. Ignore that. You only saw the top of my head. They're basically, what's the fucking thing called? The competition. There we go. Jesus Christ. They're an idol basically. And their Pikachu's intersex, which is cool. Lokio and Siren. This was like nebulously Sun and Moon era. He's the Ice type Trial Captain. Katrina Netois. This is my Pokemon X OC. She keeps Xerneas. She's been in other sketchbooks as well. All of these have, but I was just redrawing them with modern style and anatomy choices, and Jesus Christ, I hate her pose. Anna and Komi, another nebulous Pokemon Sun Moon OC. She's Dragon type Trial Captain. Gala and Phoenix, Pokemon Soul Shield. She works in Raihan's gym. She likes dragon types. Charlie and Roach, my Pokemon YOC that I gave my favourite Pokemon because Pokemon Y was my favourite game that I played, and also the first Pokemon game I ever played. Fun fact! This was meant to be a Scarlet Violet OC, but I actually really didn't like that game that much, so I don't really care about him. And then this was going to be a black and white OC, but then I was like, well, this is a bit weird, isn't it? This is a bit culturally insensitive, so let's just not do that. Then I went kind of nuts and was like, I am going to design a Pokemon Legends game, but set in Victorian era Gala, because I'm a massive history nerd. So I made a regional variant Delphox that's a lamplighter, fire dart type, and I'll get to the rest because we skip around a bit. This is the character I roleplay on Tumblr. Basically, I was very unhappy, and the only thing to make me happy were to escape into the Pokemon world. So now I just have this like Pokemon RP blog that I occasionally post on, but I don't take very seriously anymore. His name's Cole. He's a tour guide in Kalos. I like him. These are his Pokemon Flip-Flop in New Zealand. They were originally his Pokemon. Flip-Flop, that's a Sandile. He's evolved now. And we've got Dusty, the Drifloon. And Sebi the Meowstic. And Meepa the Litleo. That's him again. He's also Lysandra's nephew, but nobody knows that yet, including him. But I know that. That's a really off-model Diantha. I forgot she existed. That's Nightingale again. This was after our first session, I think. And this one's really interesting because I used these shit like school felt tip pens, school grade felt tip pens, but then I realised they're water based, so I can use water with them. So I got this sort of effect, which I'm very happy with actually. It's quite cool. I might do it again sometime. There you go. This is another one of the regional variants. This is the Primarina variant, which I decided to make look like a clown doll. And in his water ghost type. Because yeah, I was going for the Victorian theme. But I really like this one. It's my favourite of the bunch. And then Superior variant ended up being Grass Psychic type because to complement the trio. And it's meant to be based off tea leaves, but it's my least favourite. The Gay Men again. I say that with such like distaste, but I was like literally obsessed with these guys for a while. And I don't really know why, but you know, live, laugh, love. When a girl is grieving, they do things. They do things they regret. That's Cole again, I think, in many different colours. Nightingale with trying to do the same water method, but this time on non-watercolour paper, and it worked a bit less well, so I'm going to have to go back to watercolour paper if I do that technique again. That is meant to be whatever the fuck her name was, Charlie, there we go. But she looks a bit weird. That's Damien. He's the main character in a novel I'm writing, and also used to be a D&D character, but that campaign is, I think it's still going, but I actually could not tell you. Again, everyone got busy, so we sort of just stopped doing things. That's him in his younger form, which is the form I'm writing the book about. I'm about 5 chapters in, and I haven't picked it up since like April, but I will get back to it. I'm a working girl now. I've got things to do. I read this one fic one time where Augustine and Diantha were twins. I think it's Chansons de Piano. I think it's a Lysandra X Sycamore fic, and I think it's one where Callum, the protag, is Sycamore's son. I I don't really remember the story because I like was gonna reread it and then I didn't because I got depressed and then hyperfixated on something else. But they were twins, and that's been like a common common headcanon that I subscribe to now. So they're just hanging out, and Augie brought his boyfriend, who will very shortly take over the world. That's Katrine again with a weird shading thing, but you know, live, laugh, love. That's me trying to draw Leon for no discernible reason because I don't actually very much like him. This was me designing another character for my Galar thing. This is Morel. She is technically a gym leader, I think, but like whatever the equivalent will be back in the day. But I really liked her design, it's very cool. And then I was designing ancestors. There's a bit of there's some notes about it on the other page. Just some ideas. Sorry about that. So that is Nancy, who is the ancestor of B, the fighting type gym in Balonley, I think. And then, no, that's the fairy type one. It's the one before Balonley. Stownside. Yeah, there we go. It's Stoke-on-Trent, but not quite. And then Dodger, who is Alistair's ancestor, who I quite like the design of. Then I was designing basically a looker version of Sherlock Holmes with a Watson that actually solves all the crimes because I thought it was funny. Then I was essentially designing Queen Victoria, but like the whole theme was progress versus regressions and like the Victorian moral panic. So I was like, what if there was a Jekyll and Hyde situation going on? That's why she's called Janet and Hilda. And what if it was her husband's fault? I didn't know really what I was going for with that, but I knew she was a Rose ancestor, which is, yeah. Alistair again. I think she was going to be the fake out antagonist. Not Alistair. Dodger, there we go. And then I was practicing my Pokemon drawings, so that's a Froslass that's actually surprisingly on model, so I'm quite happy with that one. A Blaziken that is also surprisingly on model, but it is covering up a Lilligant that isn't. And then I started getting back into Ace Attorney, and of course I start with Capolo, because I don't know why, I always start with Clavier. I think it's because he's my favourite. These two are basically my favourite characters. Clavier is my favourite prosecutor, and Apollo is my favourite defence attorney, which means I have bias. But I still love Brightworth. I still love these two. I don't know why I coloured him. He looks weird. Athena and Trucy. I had to look up a reference for Athena. I'm so sorry, Athena, but you're really hard to draw. Trucy was fine though. I couldn't draw Trucy off the top of my head. Same with Maya and Pearl. That Pearl was clearly done without a reference because it doesn't look right. But Maya was also done without a reference and she doesn't quite look right either, but you know. Actually no, she looks fine. And then that's my grown-up Trucy and Pearl, but the Pearl design is changed now. Trucy doesn't. Trucy has also... Has it changed? Yeah, no. Yes, no, I have changed the design. The sillies, this was done in pencil because all of my greys ran out and all of my browns ran out, so I was a bit fucked. Then I tried to force getting into Professor Layton again because I like Professor Layton, but it's never stuck as a hyperfixation since like year 9, and I don't really know why, and I kind of miss it. I would like to get hyperfixated on Professor Layton again, please. Archeops. I was like doing this thing where I'd like go on and random generator website, randomly generate a Pokemon and until I found one that I had an emotional attachment to. So the Froslass was on my Sword team, the Lilligant was on my Arceus team, the Blaziken was my starter in Auraz, and Archeops I played in my Wonderlock of Ultra Moon. So we love Archeops. This is a redraw of something in another sketchbook. I think it's Sketchbook 10? Something like that. They're all lined up on a shelf over there now. And numbered, so that's helpful. But yeah, I think it was Sketchbook 10. And it was much worse. But now I've improved as an artist because I'm better at life. What? I don't know who these people are. I've literally completely forgotten. I don't know. Whatever. Professor Layton. Professor Layton is really hard to draw. Like, it's like either dot eyes or he looks so wrong. So I was trying to figure out a middle ground, and I think I got it, but I'm not sure. Anyway, on the next page, there's some really fucked up horses. Again, they're from my book that I'm writing. Essentially, there's a town in the middle of the plains. Damien guards the town from these fucked up apparitions that appear on the plains. I call them broken horses in my mind, but they're not. Probably not. I don't know, because I stole that from I stole that from what's it called? The Mechanisms. Their Western album thing. Yeah, I've forgotten what it's called. Sorry, Johnny Sins. But yeah, so fucked up horses. I was about to. So yeah, I love them. They're cool. They're a bit scary though, but yeah, you know. And then there's some more as I was developing the concept. I like these. They're very cool, but you know, a bit creepy. But I am writing a horror book, so it is what it is. Horror romance. Case in point, this is Damien's love interest. His name is Harvey. I vaguely based off of Starship Valley Harvey, but I need to change. I don't know what to do about that, so we'll see what happens. I got really obsessed with Le Poisson Steve. I don't know why, but this little fish was like everywhere. I've like got another book over there that's just Poisson Steve. This is a picture from the behind the scenes cast of Turnabout Spotlight. They were all doing this pose, and I decided to make it their characters, but it wasn't drawn very well, so I'm gonna draw it better, and I have drawn it better actually in my other one. Gay lawyers being gay. I love them. They're a little silly. You know. Again, the fucking fish. This I think was a K-pop group that I just found the pose of, and I was like, you know what, I'll draw that with them, whatever. And it works, except the hands look a bit weird, but they're always gonna look a bit weird. Again, random posts that I found on Tumblr that I copied. You'll find that a lot. Because I am running out of ideas and my creativity is lacking at the moment, but that's them. Oh dear. Oh, that's cool. I don't really know why I drew that, but I drew that while listening to something, and, you know, it became that. Interesting creature. This is another character I roleplay on Tumblr, but I keep forgetting about his blog, and every time I do post, it's just like a meme. Because I find it really funny to have Lysandra, amnesiac Lysandra, to say random shit. So, yeah. I just want to live. Could somebody give you a fucking job? Somebody did give you a job. Fun fact, actually, like, about 2 days after I drew that, I got an interview, and then I got the job. So, live, love, love. Never kill yourself. This is Harvey and Damien. I love them. They're silly. Nothing much else to say. This is my Pokemon Black 2 team, a game that I still haven't finished. That I need to finish, but I keep forgetting exists. Yeah, these are my guys. I forget what I nicknamed them all, but there's about to be gajinkas of them on the next following pages, so I'll figure out then. Yep, there we go. Oh yeah, Autism the Gothitelle. Jesus Christ. Slug the Leaveney. That was them in the humanoid designs. Rat the Unpheasant, Bacon the Embor. I hate Embor as a Pokemon, by the way. It was just really useful. Fridge the Magnezone, and of course Roach, my lovely, lovely crocodile, as per usual. But yeah. And then I tried to do it for another team, but then I got sidetracked and forgot what all their nicknames were. Oh no, I remembered all their nicknames, I didn't remember their genders. Because I had a crocodile named Grudge Money, a Toxicity named Nerves, a Rapidash Galar named Heart, a Rapidash Kanto Shiny Soul, a Frozlass named Chili, and an Obstagoon named Entropy. I don't want to talk about my Pokemon naming skills. And then I redrew the team photo, but with all the Gijinkas, because I thought it would be fun. And it was fun. I had a great time. Look at all of them. They're silly. That is Seamus, but really badly drawn, because I couldn't be bothered. Seamus is another one of my characters. He used to be a girl named Swan, but he's changed. He's different. More Professor Layton, that's Catrell, Flora, and Herschel, being a family because I miss them. My Ace Attorney OCs, this is Laura Williams and Ollie Lone. They're in my chat fic. I love them. He's currently on trial for murder in the chat fic, but he's innocent, don't worry, and she's defending him. And here we get into interesting territory. This is Gregory Edgeworth in the 80s, and this is his wife, Sophia, in my headcanon. Don't worry, she's not canon, but I love her. She's so me. I adore her. Yeah. That's her a bit grown up in the 90s, probably after having Edgeworth, or just before or something. These are all her core expressions back in the old days. You can see which ones Edgeworth got and which ones he didn't. I love her. This is the Governors. These are my two Governors OCs. That's Claire, Enette, and Piccolo. My whole joke with the Governors is that they all are named after instruments they don't play. You know, Darian Crescent, he doesn't play the triangle. Clavier, Gavin, clavier means piano in German, he doesn't play the piano. Claire doesn't play the clarinet. Pick doesn't play the piccolo. Claire plays the keyboard, Piccolo plays the drums. Gumshoe, but really badly drawn. I need to redraw Gumshoe because I love him. He's one of my favourites as well. But, you know, I forget how to draw people. Two ghosts hanging out. Mocking their son and mentor for not getting together yet. I don't really know why, but, you know. That is Sophia as her condition gradually degrades because she has to be dead. I forgot about that broken horse. Yeah, that's another one. I like this one. This one's really cool. Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna sneeze. Oh, hay fever, you know how it is. So yeah. More of them done in scratchy fountain pen because live, laugh, love. This is a time skip design, but I'm not happy with any of it. Miles walking pairs, but then I realised I didn't really know how to draw these guys. Like, I know how to draw them so that they read as, oh, that's Edgeworth, oh, that's Phoenix. But because I've been drawing them so long, I've sort of developed my own cheat shortcuts to figuring out who is who. So I decided to directly do my best approximation of the game's artwork and then do my style of them with the headcanons that I subscribe to. So, yeah. And god, the Ace Attorney style is so weird. It's just so unintuitive for me. I don't know why. Maya's neck is too long in that picture, but that's, yeah. Franziska in the Ace Attorney style is fucking terrifying if you don't know what you're doing. Like, why does she look like that? Like, Jesus Christ. Athena and Trucy. Yeah, I called it biblically accurate because I found that funny. Simon and Yuta. And Sebastian and Kay. Oh my god, I had this conversation with my friend on the phone the other day, and he hasn't, like, played Ace Attorney, or, like, well, he has played Ace Attorney, he hasn't gotten back into Ace Attorney since they announced the fan translation, the official translation names. So I was telling him that Sebastian Debeste is now Eustace winner, and he was not happy. And Raymond Shield is Eddie Fender, and I basically in my fix I will never refer to them by that because I have been an Ace Attorney fan since 2019, 2018. And been writing fics since then, so it's just like really unintuitive to change the names now. Maybe one day I'll come around. Maybe one day I'll come around to you, Eustace, but he's Sebastian to me. And then I just drew that. I don't really know why. when you spot your boss out and about and you have to be rude to him. Then I did the babies. Fucked up Edgeworth's hair. I keep fucking up Edgeworth's hair. It's actually really hard. Like what? Who designed him? This is a bit from Turnabout. Which one of the stage plays was it? Oh, it was Turnabout for Tomorrow, but the stage play version. Where Phoenix is on the phone to the killer, well, on the walkie-talkie to the killer, and he has promised not to get the police involved, but Edgeworth is just hanging out. Edgeworth says something, and he's like, "It's not the police, it's just Edgeworth." "No, a cat." "Yeah." And then the actor playing Edgeworth like clears his throat and like is about to do an yeah before Shelley Dekeer is like, "Oh, whatever, I don't care." So yeah. Just them if they met in that period of their lives. I don't really know what to say about that one. Oh, and them, and I just think that's what would happen if Edgeworth ended up at the Dahlia Hawthorne trial. Just an Edgeworth. He looks a bit weird in that. I think I was just tired. Yeah. Just sorry. That's technically tying into one of my fics that I'm writing at the moment. I just finished doing no work on that fic and instead just titling each chapter after a David Bowie song, even though I've only written 1.5, 2.5, 2 2/3. I've got one scene left to write, and then chapter 3 can be posted, but I don't want to write that scene, so instead I just started another fic. Love that. But yeah, just doodles and highlighter and pen. It's based on that one Puss in Boots meme. You know, like he's at his lowest point in his life, but at least he looks funny doing it. More Ace Attorney OCs. This is Lali Calabici and Ella Feckles. Also make an appearance in my chat fic. Prosecutor, detective. And then this is them all in their little Ace Attorney style portraits because I got really excited. Yeah. And then, sorry, I forgot to mention, Laura is Sophia's niece. So Edgeworth and Laura are cousins, but they don't know that until like now. I've only just revealed that in the chat fic and it's been planned since 2021. Rock and roll, that's just Edgeworth parents, 1988, 1991. Me trying to figure out Pearl and Truce again because they look weird, but they still look weird in the Ace Attorney style. Eyes that are staring into your soul. Then I was like, oh, but what if Apollo went to the Grimoires instead of what actually happened to him? What if we did maths and sort of fractioned out one of his backstories? So yeah, that's what if he was at the Grimoire trial. Grimoire, I don't know. Case in point. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out what song's on the radio, but I don't think I can. Anyway, them objecting. The Gaviners. Oh, this is Vivian Fastis. That's their manager. I hate her. But she's funny, so I'll let her off. And then, well, that was quick, because it was. It was very quick. Who the fuck are you? I don't have basically anything else to do other than sit around and draw at the moment. And like, yeah, I'm employed, but I'm only employed for like a section of the year because fucking holidays and stuff. So I'm just bored. And I draw when I'm bored. This is Lise with his Pokemon, but you know, I couldn't be bothered to finish it because you know, I have things to do. This is conversation with my mum. Fed the cat 11 grams at about 7:50 a.m. She is not hungry. She is a liar. No idea why she woke me. I was comfy and now I am cold. Good morning, Bess. That's me. And then my mum responds, "Congrats, you are now the favourite cat human. You are the chosen one. Enjoy." And then my mum was on a call, and I didn't want to interrupt her, so I just showed her the note, "Do you want a croissant?" And she did want a croissant. That's a young Damien again. That's Morel, but in modern times for some reason. I think it was going to be her ancestor. That's Morel with her main Pokemon Parasect. That's Katrine and her big dog. And the legendary she looks after. Yeah. And then Pikachu. Oh, because my friend got me my favourite starter stickers, because obviously I'm very depressed. But yeah, that's Sketchbook 22. Sorry, you just saw my lap there. Sketchbook 23 is literally almost done. Like, where am I up to? Let's see if I could give you like a sneak peek. Ooh. Yeah, I'm up to about like here. So there's not much left. It'll probably be like a month or two. Actually less than a month. Probably like 3 weeks until Sketchbook 23 drops. But yeah. Thank you for